I want to welcome you to this morning's boat building training pilot media launch, and by extension, to welcome you to this boatyard, the entire space being part of the fisheries division. At the outset, I trust that you enjoy the ambiance, the feel, or rather the look and feel. And as I speak of look and feel, I know that you have found it necessary to escape from the sun. I turn my attention now to the opening remarks, which will be offered by our Chief Fisheries Officer. And so I welcome and acknowledge Dr. Shelley Ann Cox.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Good morning to everyone, and thanks for coming, and thanks for keeping cool. It is a pleasure, really, this morning to be able to actually launch our boat building training pilot. I would start about where I first experienced actually seeing a shipwright in action. And I remember it very vividly because it was inspiring and almost spiritual to see how a shipwright could bend wood the way he could. And the life of a shipwright is quite interesting indeed. From choosing the wood, be it Honduras pine, cavacali, mahogany, to even the launch of the vessel, which is always spiced with locally blended rum. And we are fortunate this morning to have exceptional shipwrights in our midst. And we have been articulating the fact that we want to integrate traditional knowledge with scientific knowledge, and even how are we building programs for leadership and succession planning. And this initiative, of course, I want to commend my staff for starting the initiative supported ably by our partners. This initiative will see 10 younger, interested shipwrights, I would say aspiring shipwrights and boat builders trained as apprenticeships with the existing shipwrights that we have here. And we're hoping that at the end of this pilot, that we will see these 10 able souls becoming shipwrights in the future. So this is really the impetus behind this initiative. This is just a pilot, but we're working assiduously with our partners at the Vocational Training Board and SJPI to hopefully that it could be built into a curriculum and become a national vocational qualification. This morning, I want you to sit back. We have remarks from our partners, the featured address by the minister, but in between, we will be serenaded by the beautiful Shanika George, and we appreciate the long-standing commitment and partnership from those in the industry. I also want to say that this boat building launch is part of us trying to build back trust between the division and the industry, block by block, wood by wood. And this is how we're going to chart our way forward in rolling out our programs in the next few years. Thanks again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cox, and certainly painting the picture as it relates to why we are doing this, why it is so necessary to have such an exercise, and also to pay tribute to those who work behind the scenes, as it were, to ensure that this tradition is well kept. And so now we spoke also about the synergies between the Barbados Vocational Training Board and the SJPPI. And so I invite Lisa Carter, Curriculum Development Officer of the Barbados Vocational Training Board, to offer remarks.
Good morning, everyone. It's my distinct pleasure to be able to deliver these remarks on behalf of the Barbados Vocation Training Board on this media launch for the pilot of boat building. We at the Barbados Vocation Training Board are absolutely delighted that we are called upon to collaborate with the Ministries Division of the Ministry of Environment and Natural Beautification, Green and Blue Economy in the rollout of this boat building training pilot. This very timely and historic project will not only seek to provide participants with the core knowledge, skills, and experiences in the trade, but rather the training would allow participants to play an integral role in preserving the dying art of wooden boat building and repairs. Boat building and repairs, therefore, is a legacy which we are proud to join with the Fisheries Division, the shipwrights, and other stakeholders who are all ensuring that the participants in this training can pass on for generations to come. The ocean contributes to sustaining Barbados' economy through fishing, tourism, pleasure, and other maritime activities where persons directly or indirectly continue to make a living. The Barbados Vacation Training Board is also pleased that the process to develop the Maritime Spatial Plan was recently launched for creating and establishing a more rational use of marine space and the interaction among its users. This pilot in boat building and repairs, therefore, is not only expected to meet the market demands, but will equip participants with the skills and the knowledge to explore small business ventures leading to self-development, employment, and making a living for themselves and others. Specifically, the Barbados Vacation Training Board's role in this project is to assist in the creation of training content leading to the development of curriculum, which will consist of the core competencies to build and repair wooden boats. Secondly, ensuring the effective monitoring of evaluation of practical and theoretical delivery of instruction. Thirdly, continuing to facilitate the development of a traineeship program under the Occupational Act, leading to the certification of successful trainees. Traineeship are customized training programs based specifically on the needs of the employer or sector. This means that the program provides practical, hands-on training, which is then married with the prerequisite theory and skills. Given that the traineeship program is outlined under the Occupational Act Cap 42, the Barbados Vacation Training Board is mandated to regulate the process. This equates to BVTB providing monitoring through continuous assessment to an approved standard, making it particularly well suited in the area of boat building and repairs. In conclusion, the Barbados Vacation Training Board thanks the Fisheries Division for its invitation to work together in this pilot project and looks forward to having a fruitful and continuous collaboration with the division and its parent ministry in developing this and other maritime and environmental related training opportunities that will build knowledge and promote and foster economic growth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lisa Carter of the Barbados Vocational Training Board, certainly endorsing the importance of the sharing of information as it relates to this Barbadian tradition. Mr. Ian Drakes, principal of Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute of Technology, will now offer his remarks, and I'm sure there will be a twinning of what you've just heard from Mrs. Carter, and also that which underscores the very important aspect of creating synergies in this regard. I do invite you now to please acknowledge Mr. Drakes.
Good morning to all. Thank you, Mr. Master Ceremonies. Protocol being established. Yes, it would mirror, but for the past 3 years, they have been the same by the principle of the SJPI. These are exciting times. I say to you this morning, the excitement continues. And so, with that, this is a wonderful collaboration. We would have had this conversation last year with the Honorable Minister, And I'm excited that we have moved past the talk shop, because at the SJPI, we are all action. And so this really supports that. And this collaboration with the Barbados Vocational Training Board is where we know the administration wants to go, where we serve our resources, where there's only $1 that has to be spent in Barbados. And so we fully embrace this. And I want to just add that in collaboration, SJPI is starting to think of what we call an e-vessel. We've started a project where we're looking that you don't have to use diesel and gasoline. And we've started that with the Korean government about 3 years ago. And so, sir, we're going to be looking to add that into this partnership, where the fisher folks will then be able to use the solar rays to get that kind of aspect. So I just want to add that. That's where we see the partnership flourishing more between these entities in the new year. So I am not going to be repeating, but I just want to say we, the board of management of the SJPI, management staff, and the prospective students, because we see past the pilot, we see the plane flying afterwards. And therefore, we're looking at local and regional collaboration, because it's not just Barbados, they're all islands around us. So we want to be able to offer through this ministry this type of boat building and repairs and e-vessels. So I want to leave that with you as part of the excitement that continues. Thank you.
Thank you. Our featured address this morning will be presented by the Honorable Adrian Ford, Minister of Environment and National Beautification, Green and Blue Economy. And now it is my greatest pleasure to invite him to deliver such.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy, I am excited, because this is the start of giving those who are titillated by an industry that is worth over $1 million. It is a multi-million-dollar industry. And recognizing, of course, that our sea, as compared to our land space, is 430 times greater. I expect, with the right trust and with the right ideas and technologies and science, we can have 430 times the financial deliverance from the sea. That's what they expect. 430 times more. And the value of the sea must never be underestimated. And I'm happy today that we are now able to start a project looking at young persons who were trained in carpentry, joinery at the same SJPI, to be given that chance, that once in a lifetime chance. And since we are talking the sea and we are looking at the whole aspect of the sea, only once in a lifetime that tidal change will rise up, that tidal wave of change will rise up, and hope and history will be created. Only once in a lifetime. This is that once in a lifetime chance for the young people to have a tangible stay. And what we are saying as a government is this: we start you with using those children and those mentors and those persons who were involved in the industry for all the years in an apprenticeship program for 4 months. But after that, we believe that you must live that Barbadian dream of having a tangible stake in the industry. So what we are saying, once you come to us and you have the right program and project, and with good guidance, we are saying our arms are open as a government so we can help you to have that boat as a dream. In the same way that a young man may want to own a plot of land on the lithosphere that we stand, we are saying in the ocean, those young people who have a vested interest in the fishing industry should be given the opportunity to be not only repair boats, but someday own it. And that's the next discussion that we are, as a government, are having. And I'm saying to those in the industry, embrace the young people. Show them the way. Teach them. Because the passing on of traditional knowledge is invaluable. But the only way we can talk about a boat building industry and a shipwright industry and the ability for those in the industry, those young people, to be able to dream and live the Barbadian dream of having a boat and be part of the fishing industry so that they can feed their families, the only way that is possible is if we respect the ocean. Bottom line, if we respect the ocean. And all I'm saying to the Barbadians and those fishermen out there in earshot, we can't have this as a successful program. We can't encourage young people to come and get involved in the industry if we continue to fish for those young dolphins. We can't have an industry if we continue in our anthropogenic behaviors on land, which speaks to pollution, which speaks to illegal dumping. Because even the illegal dumping of pharmaceuticals is a problem for me because they end up in the sea. And then there's the issue of antimicrobial resistance, the next existential threat. All of these things are interconnected. So it's how we treat the ocean. I may often see persons picnicking on Sundays and what's not, and they leave all the garbage on the sea, on the beach. Where does it end up? In the ocean. Destroying our reefs, destroying our fish, destroying our species, destroying our biological diversity. So I'm saying that all these things are interconnected if we are to have a vibrant fishing industry that respects all the players. So to the fishermen and those folk who are fishing, when you catch those small fish, just put them back in the ocean. And there are special huts for that. I want you to respect the fact that our population of CIs are dwindling. And you have to respect the ban that has been put in place. So it is for us Barbadians to take care of that ocean, which will help our young people to be able to support themselves and their families. It is simple as that. And everything happens in a circular way. So if we don't treat our land space in a way that we are able to protect it, then the ocean will be affected. And inadvertently, it will come back full frontal into our digestive system. That is the reality that we have faced. So my simple appeal to those in earshot or who is on social media watching is to make sure you stop the illegal dumping, reduce or stop, and this is very important, our anthropogenic behaviors. I know what the Ministry of Agriculture is doing in terms of reducing our pesticide and ensuring that there are phytopharmaceuticals to replace those. I know that will help with the runoff, the spills of the chemicals in the ocean. And lastly, because we talk about repairing fishing vessels, we cannot have a successful program unless those, and I'm making another appeal to those boat owners who own the derelict boats, to come forward and say to the ministry, we want help in removing them. Identify that they are yours, first of all, and to come and say, we are willing to work with the ministry to have them removed because we are willing to do it. It is an arduous exercise. First started by Joyce, and she would tell you the horror stories of getting to the owners and getting those boats removed. And Dr. Shelley Ann Cox would tell me it is odious for her because she has experienced worse than you in trying to get those boats moved. I am appealing to those who own the boats. When you know that they are derelict and they can't function anymore, come forward and meet with the ministry. Let us get them removed because it's all adding to bring a level of aesthetics to the boat yards. We must be able to bring a sense of excitement and who we are as a Barbadian in terms of the fishing industry. And when persons come to our boat yard, they must recognize that we are proud to be in beautiful, beautiful Barbados. It's not only a song, it is who we are. So again, I'm telling those persons who own the boats, come forward and let us help you to remove the boats. At this point in time, I just want to take every single sinew of my being to recognize anything that is important that we do. Because a lot of times we wait till persons go out to the great beyond to say they have been good at what they did. They have given a tremendous benefit to this country. And by their living, they have done credit to their nation. Mr. Bab himself has done credit to this fishing industry in such a way that our small token of appreciation today cannot suffice for the sacrifice he has made. for that knowledge sharing, and for being the bedrock for fishermen, young and old across the length and breadth of Barbados. Mr. Bob, I am truly honored today to be able to stand beside you and welcoming and starting a project that you would have envisioned some 60 years ago. I am happy that you are here today to share in this moment with our young people and to say to you that from the bottom of the hearts of every single Barbadian, we pay homage to you. I thank you, Mr. Bob. I thank you on behalf of the government and all the fishermen. Stand and give Mr. Bob a round of applause, please. I beg you, stand and give him the homage that he deserves. Thank you. You have done us proud.
I thank you for this privilege of being here to get the praise and the honor for all that I have done in the boat business. I was in it now over 60 years, but I'm old now, so I can't do much now. So I thank you all for praising me in my old age, and I'm very happy to be here today, to be thankful to all of you all that helped me along the way. Thank you very much.